Good afternoon, everybody. Mindy here with the report for week 5, day 4 of the live trial that I'm doing on the Auto Trading EA for MetaTrader. I've been doing this live trial for the entire month of May. So we are 1 month into this now, the 5th week. Tomorrow will be the end of the 5th week. And so anyway, I wanted to kind of take note of that and have you notice that again today we had a very reasonable profit that we booked today in the live account, $126 off of 14 trades. And yesterday, if you remember, we had more trades show up in the demo account than in the live account. And there was a reason for that, if you remember, because I had taken the live account off of auto trading for several hours yesterday while I was trying to figure out how to install the newest version of the EA. And so anyway, I was having some problems with that. But today, the difference in the number of trades between the live account and the demo account is the fact that I had done a couple of fixer attempts today. And those fixer attempts were trades that I did not put in the demo account. Mostly because when I'm doing those fixer attempts, I'm working pretty fast. And of course, my focus is to take care of the live account first, not the demo account. The demo account's really just kind of here as a control so that I can kind of tell where things would be, without the manipulations that I have done in the live account, which I haven't really done many, just a few fixer attempts. But today, the demo account booked $83 off of 11 trades. And then the live account did $126 off of 14 trades. And the big difference here is these two fixer attempts that I had done. So when we go and look at the current open positions in the two accounts, and it is shortly after 4 o'clock, so at this moment in time, the spreads are still very high. So that is the reason why the negative PL numbers are still so high, right now. It's because of the spreads. So anyway, the spreads seem to be particularly high today, higher than usual at 4 o'clock, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. They look more like weekend spreads right now. So anyway, it is what it is, and I'm not going to sit here and wait for the spreads to go down before I do the report. I think it's important that I do it as close as I can to when the market closes, but I can't always do it exactly at 4 o'clock. So what we see is that we're currently running a fairly substantial negative balance in the P&L in both the live and the demo account. And actually, the equity for the live account is down just a little bit. It's down about, $50 or so from what it was yesterday. One of the reasons for that is that I had this fixer attempt that I put in earlier today for the NZD CAD trade that hedged yesterday, and what happened is the fixer went bad. So right about 4 o'clock, what I did is I had to go in and I had to essentially re-offset the original NZD CAD trade that I had taken out the other half of the hedged set on. And I also put in a couple more single mini lot trades to essentially hedge out the fixer, because at 4 o'clock I did not want the fixer to go way ugly. So between this little complication here with the fixer that went bad and the fact that we did get a new hedge today in the USD JPY, which is a pair that this is the first hedge that it's had since I've started this trial. And so that was really pretty disappointing, because it's also one of the pairs where this week I doubled the size of the trades that I was using for that pair because of the fact that it had a history of getting through essentially the last month with no hedges at all. So wouldn't you know, the Forex market's always going to throw curveballs at you, and about the time you think you can depend on something, on a pair behaving itself, it's going to throw you a curveball and hedge out your trade. So anyway, it is what it is. So today we picked up one new hedge, but this week so far, I think that we have only picked up 4 hedges the entire week. We had one day early on, I think it was Tuesday, that we picked up a hedge, and then we had 2 hedges yesterday, and then 1 today. So the number of hedges that we're getting is actually reducing rapidly, and I think a lot of that is the fact that we have finally figured out where the best setting spots are for most of the pairs. And so anyway, this weekend what I'll do again is I'll go in and I'll analyze all of the trades that go in and all of the ones that pick up hedges and everything like that, and I'll continue to tweak the settings for each pair individually until we kind of find the sweet spot where that pair is not picking up hedges, or at least not picking up hedges very often. And so that's the goal with the EA, because once we get it down to where all of the pairs are only picking up hedges in very rare situations, what that's going to mean is that we will be able to start increasing the size of the trades fairly significantly, because as I told you from the get-go when I started this trial, is that I really would not be worried about this account at all unless the negative PL became more than 15% of the equity balance in the account. Now, right now, this one is more than 15%. It's about 25%. But most of the problem here is the fact that I did that 20 lot trade that went bad. So because of that one trade that I had to end up taking $1,200 loss on last week, and I still have 4 lots of that problem that are still here in the live account. What that did is essentially that's what threw this over the edge as far as being over 15% of the equity balance in the account. So, and it's all under control, so I'm really not worried about it. It's just if it had not been for that 20 lot problem trade, so far this account would have at no point since I began it have been even close to being 15% in negative equity, which I think that's pretty good, because what we do know is that sooner or later all of these hedges are going to get fixed, and when they do, the equity balance will go up and meet the balance, right? Because what we'll do as we fix off all these hedges and things, the worst case scenario for each and every one of them would be a break even, and most of them are going to come out a little better than break even. So what will happen is the equity balance will go up to meet the balance. Now, had we not had that problem in the account where I put the 20 lot trade, our equity balance, our balance right now would be very similar to what it is in the demo account, which is $11,600. Now, over the course of, the month of May, essentially, the account should have made about $1,600. And that's less than what I would have wanted it to be, but it's not totally out of line, because when I started the live trial, my expectation was that by the end of the first month, the balance, not necessarily the equity balance, but the balance should be up about 20%, which would be about $2,000. So $1,600 is not that far off. And as you know, we have made a lot of headway in reducing the number of hedges that we're picking up since the first of the month, right? Since 4 or 5 weeks ago. So anyway, I think that the progress on the trial is going in the direction that I want it to go. I do not think that we are there yet. I don't think that the EA is ready for prime time, not yet, but it's getting much closer, and it seems to me that every week gets a little bit better. And this week, like I said, so far this week, we have booked, when we go in and do the custom period and look at what we have done, whoops, I have to do it on the calendar. When we go in and look at what we have booked off just this week, what we see is just this week, 4 days, we've booked off $529. And that's really not that bad. For 4 days, we still have one trading day left, so we'll have to wait and see what happens between now and the end of the market, the close of the market, tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So anyway, that's the report for today. I do want to remind everybody that beginning on June 10th, which is not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, I will be starting the summer school, Forex summer school program, where I will be meeting with you in 3 classes every day at 6 a.m., 7 p.m., and midnight. And what we'll be doing in those classes is we'll be picking out our trade entries that we want for the next anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 hours after each one of those class periods. And I expect that you're going to really like this class. It's not going to be real time consuming. I'm hoping to keep each class session very short, maybe hopefully somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour, but the first few days, maybe the first week, we might end up in a situation where we'll be doing an hour, hour and a half together each class, because there'll be a lot to explain to you on how to utilize the information, how to set it up in the EAs, how to set up the pending orders in the EAs that I'm going to be sharing with you, and things like that. So if you're interested in that, please go to my website and check it out. And there's a video there about the class. If you want to sign up, you really need to be thinking about it, because I fully expect the class to fill up. And there is a very limited number of people that I can take for this program because of the fact that I use GoToMeeting, and in GoToMeeting, you don't have a large number that you can work with as far as participants. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you in summer school, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow when the market closes, about 4 o'clock, and we'll see how our EA finishes the week. So have a happy evening and happy trading. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.